We are live.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Um, Hi, and welcome to our video where today we're going to do something different. Today is actually the occasion of our 50th video that of course, we haven't done yet, but we'll be publishing this to YouTube and it'll be live in the next, I don't know, 24, 48 hours, something like that. It's typical. If you're new here, uh, my name is Roger, and I am here with my co host, Tagg. And I don't see that she has any of her co-hosts with her in her lap. Oh, whoopsie. There's one that was probably zonked out, that laying so low that she wasn't even visible on your lap. So that's Bama, and the other one is kind of a bit more standoffish typically, so she may not be in the lap during this
Yeah,
video. That's Gidget.
she's always busy working, being on alert.
She is actually channeling, a security guard on some, uh, site that requires
Yes.
walking security and patrolling, because that's what she does. Even in the car,
Yeah.
she's always looking out the windshield. Rarely does she, get tired enough that she'll lay down for a bit, but it doesn't last long.
Yeah. Um, the other thing is that yesterday I realized that they are definitely related because Bama's water bowl was empty. And so what she did was pick it up, brought it to me, and threw it at my feet. Gidget does that with her dinner plate if it's empty and she's hungry. Yeah.
Oh, funny. Funny. Anyway, so do you want to talk first about what brought you to this?
You're the host. You
Uh,
go first, and
okay.
I will follow behind.
Okay. Well, earlier this year, golly, it's hard to believe it's almost mid-June now. Earlier this year, I was watching another YouTube video, a different channel, where that particular channel introduces homes that are affordable. And they often are like the homes that we feature. They have a lower price point. Typically, they involve land, which, definitely appeals to one of Tagg's key tenants, but I'll let her discuss it. Um, anyway, somehow or another, some random thought popped in my head. Gee, I should think about making a channel. It wasn't even that somebody should think about making a channel. It was, I should think about making a channel that takes these houses and talks about what I would do to, make them something livable, some place that I would be comfortable living in. Often they don't meet that mark. In fact, the majority of them do not. So I called Tag and introduced it to her. You never have actually told me what your reaction initially was. Like, is that the stupidest idea you actually ever heard, or something along that line?
No, I don't remember that conversation going that way. I
No,
was,
no, you didn't.
all for it. Um, I just
Okay.
needed details to help you create the vision.
Right. Yes. And this was just the germ of an idea. When I brought it to Tag, she took it and ran with it. I mean, what you have seen over these last 50 videos is a huge amount of her input, with me just contributing the idea. And then sometimes I would say things along the line, and correct me if I'm wrong, um, I just don't feel like that. It doesn't ring true with me. And so, some stuff I would be like that about, not wanting to do some that, she had an idea about. But, we put this together, the channel together, by doing it together. Um, and it wouldn't be, what it is without Tagg as my co-host, in the videos, but in the creative way. I mean, even, when we do our intro, there's 3 sentences, I think it is 3 or 4 sentences that I say, with the last one to me being like a catchphrase. Your dream home isn't just a wish, it's a DIY away. Totally scripted by Tagg. In fact, I think all 3, 4 sentences of that I say when I introduce each of the videos. Um, so, um, like I said, my name is Roger. I live, um, I guess, in the southeast. In fact, one of our recent houses is in driving distance, and I plan to go visit it soon. Um, and then publish a follow up video to it with Tagg, maybe our 51st. I'm not sure. Um, anyway, there's, more about me. I don't know how much people really want to sit through. I've been talking mostly me for over 6 minutes now. So I'm going to turn things over to Tagg, let you let you see a little bit about who she is and what she's about.
Okay, well, I'm Tagg, Tagg, and I co-host the show with Roger. And just like he said, when he contacted me about the show, um, I thought it was a good idea. And I know nothing about the world of online stuff. I don't
Present.
even know what to, yeah, the presents other than just posting um, whatever on social media. I really don't have no knowledge of it. So I've been learning the different streaming platforms and editing and all this other stuff along the way. And, you can teach an old dog new tricks. So
I'm proof of that.
don't ever limit yourself thinking that you can't, you don't know how. You just make a decision and you step forward one step at a time, just trying to walk that path. Anyway, I live on the East Coast, and I have 2 dogs, Gidget and Bama. You can probably hear one right now. Um, and and I do also have another channel as well. It's I'm a holistic practitioner outside of doing these videos with Roger. And if you like to check out my other channel and see what I'm all about in the um, natural world, it is the YouTube channel is Kiss My Artsy, and I'll have a link in
you
the
you
description.
you you put a link down there in the description for them to click on to go to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway, I'm a believer of supporting the natural world and making life doable and affordable and exciting and fun and homesteading. Um, I spent a lifetime in the corporate world and even in the medical world. And I've seen a lot of things. I have seen a lot of things, experienced a lot of things that um, attracts me back to nature and being outdoors and a holistic lifestyle. And so there you go. That is about me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I came, when I started this and Tagg was becoming involved with it, I wasn't expecting the homesteading thing. So, um, but I definitely felt that it clicked immediately because, the kind of people I think, I don't think people are the kind to fix up a house and then just stop there, you know. So if somebody that's going to take on a project like a lot of ours are, where you're probably renovating at least one or two of the rooms. Typically, the bathroom and kitchen are the most renovated rooms, I think, because they bring the most bang for the buck as far as increased value to a home. But it's probably a good time to just throw in there that a lot of times the houses that we feature, a buyer can't get a government guaranteed loan on them, like an FHA loan or a VA loan, because those offer a low or no down payment. So they're obviously very desirable. Um, a conventional loan, it's not out of the question, but some of them even would not be able to do that. With that being said, the things that typically cause that are present in our homes. And the biggest ringleader out of the major parts of a home is a roof. Nobody's going to give you homeowners insurance on a roof that leaks like a sieve, or is damaged by whatever, trees falling. What you use your imagination. You don't need examples from me. So if the roof doesn't keep water out of the house, you won't get homeowners insurance on it. If you can't get homeowners insurance on your house, you're not getting a loan. So alternative financing is a possibility for people that are in that situation trying to purchase one of these homes. It is a possibility, it is a reality. It requires some research, and to be honest, I don't know a lot about that area. So that's one thing that Tagg and I, or maybe she knows more than I, but I don't think we can contribute for viewers. Maybe I need to take a deep dive in that sometime down the road here, short term. But anyway, for now, that's that. So when you're looking at these houses, when you're looking at buying any house, you've just got to have an inspection. I don't think you can, put an offer on a home without a realtor advising you to get an inspection. In fact, to be honest, I'd be kind of suspect of one that did not. Um, During the pandemic, there were homes being bought, offers being made way above asking price and without inspections. But I don't think it's stayed that way. I think it's evolved back to inspections being the norm. That's my
Yeah.
that's my understanding.
To piggyback off of what you said about
Hmm.
mortgages, home loans, and inspections, one of the
Hmm.
things during my s- stint in corporate, as a relocation director, I worked with people who were moving from one state to another state, buying and selling, and with their job. And so they really needed to know about schools and neighborhoods and about living in the area. And one of the things that well, there's many things that a real estate agent can't disclose that you have to do your research on, and that is the neighborhood and um, it makes it a hard decision to decide where you're going to uproot and move your family to. So one of the things that I wanted to point out about that situation is that most majority of the time when they're moving for the company, there's a certain lifestyle that they're wanting to stay within, and every area, every state has a different medium price when it comes to home buying and selling. And so when they would run into problems of a staying in their price point and um, moving out of their current situation that might be a little bit more um, expensive to something that is a little bit more less expensive. Um, the it's only natural to increase your price point for a bigger, better home, to make sure that your family is comfortable while they're trying to reestablish roots in a small in a different community, and vice versa. The same on the other side, where you get more bang for your buck in some place that's a little bit more of a small time town to a major metropolitan city. The price point is going to be much higher, and um, the area might be a little bit more depressed. So, to keep from going on a roller coaster ride with your agent, it's very important that you have a conversation with them in the very beginning of what your non-negotiables are. So you're not wasting time trying to find a home just like the one that you currently are living in to start your new chapter in another location. So, there are real estate agents that do niche um, down to the detail of what a homeowner is looking for when they're shopping around for uh, homes. So ask to speak to the broker so you can refine your search and not waste time, because the real estate agent can only show you what is on the market. They don't have a magic wand. They can't, you know, fulfill all of your dreams. But, when you have your list of non negotiables of what you're looking for in a home, you can find it. However, on the flip side of this, now that Roger and I has this channel going on, and we've had our own experiences with buying and selling homes, I have to say that there are affordable homes out there that just need some extra care, some TLC. And so when you're looking at, and this comes up a lot, especially in other um, discussions and networks that I'm in, is how the question is, how are people affording life right now? And looking at all the natural resources that you have around you, it's still doable to be able to have that American dream of home ownership. And so um, I don't really feel like a rebel as far as, oh, we're going to go against the system and help people.
I'm just so far from a rebel that it just was humorous to me. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. That I myself and Roger, we genuinely want to help people see beyond the veil when it comes to looking for homes, because even if you have a home that is, the average median price right now is what, 4 to 500,000, and you still have to go in the home and um, renovate it and make changes and updates, and it's it's like, yeah, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on this one. So doing what we do now, we had some feedback on discussing mortgages, and it really wasn't a pleasant situation. The feedback that we got, however, with a home in the median, with the current median price range, $400,000 to $500,000. Of course, the banks want to make sure that their investment is going to be um,
Secure.
lucrative, huh?
The banks want to be sure that their loan is secure.
secure, you know. Um,
They don't want a default to
they
happen.
they don't want to default. And the good thing that the which I understand, we all understand. We all want to guarantee. Why shouldn't they be any different? It is what it is. So when you default on a loan, it goes back to the bank, which makes you think about, okay, well, the home isn't really yours until it's paid off. You're paying that bank mortgage. However, by introducing homes that are lower in price and need some work anyway, um, you're able to find different resources to finance a home if you choose. If you don't want to use cash, or you know
Can't.
can't, there are other ways to obtain a loan than your traditional conventional and FHA homes loans. So, and the other thing about it is that as long as you have money to go towards the home in some kind of way for a loan, then you have a chance of purchasing a home that you can root and roost in. So, when it comes to inspections, there's two ways to look at inspections. Okay, so your agent is supposed to provide a disclosure from the homeowner if the home is being sold by a homeowner. If it's a foreclosure or an auction, of course, you're not going to have that luxury of a disclosure. And that disclosure is supposed to keep um, transitions about the home transparent. So when you're looking at inspections and you're purchasing a home that is the average median price right now, um, you want to make a decision that this is the home that you want before you make your offer, and you wait until your offer is accepted before you schedule an inspection, instead of saying, well, okay, well, I have two homes that I'm interested in. I'll order the inspections, and I will wait for it to who comes back first accepting my offer. So when your offer is accepted, you only have a short amount of time to arrange these services for an inspection before time runs out. And um, sometimes you don't get your money back when you go to work within the guidelines of uh, negotiation. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not. These are just suggestions. I would never tell anybody what to do. This is just a suggestion to put it out there. But when you're buying a home that is distressed, that that needs work, um, the approach of getting inspections is completely different, because you're wanting to know what all needs to be brought up to code, what all needs fixing and repairing, what needs to go, and what the um, title and zoning is will and will and won't do anymore. We've lost some privileges along the way when it comes to home ownership and writing off your um, PMI and things of that nature when you're going with a conventional or FHA loan. So, she has gas. I'm sorry. Uh, God, she's comfortable. So anyway,
We won't be editing that out of the video.
I don't know. This is like real life stuff, and everything isn't so perfect. So anyway, to make a long story longer, uh,
Sounds like me.
when you are ordering those inspections, you want to come up with a budget, because the prices of material has gone up, and labor as well. And so, um, when you have this opportunity to purchase a home and fix it up, um, talk to a architect or a space planner, developer. I don't know the correct terminology of it.
Maybe engineer, building engineer.
Building engineer. That
I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, just Google it. Someone that can help you.
Somebody
Um,
has letters after their name.
yeah, that can help you design a space designer. So you can get the maximum amount of use out of your space. And it only helps when you go to sell the home as well. Um, People are looking for new ways all the time to be able to homestead and just create an environment to thrive in. And so, just keep in mind that the money that you spend it's an investment for your life and your lifestyle. So don't don't skip on that. Don't take any shortcuts. Make up your mind to what you want and follow it through, because it's not all about, comparison and keeping up with the Joneses and being more mortgaged out of your eyeballs. What you're doing is creating a prison for yourself, personally speaking, where all you do is service is home, and it costs money and time and resources. So, um, anyway, I've spent a little bit longer on this than what I intended to. So I'm going to let Roger uh, go ahead and say something.
Okay, well, yeah, I've rarely without something to say, as you've grown to know. I think the phrase or the term that they're using to describe that scenario is house poor. Is that what it is when you work to service the payment for the home that you live in?
It's what's the terminology?
House poor.
Oh, house poor. I was going to say slave, but
Yeah, that one's kind of awkward.
well, it's a worldly thing. It's it's just a sign of the times. A time. We've come a long way since that. We actually have a choice on what we want to be a slave of, versus not having a choice. So, you can be a slave to the mortgage companies trying to pay this high ass. Oops, sorry. This
Or even better, you could be a slave to your family and the things that matter to you. And yeah, can not literally,
Yeah,
of course, but just feeling that that's what you are, and in
yeah,
a good way. I guess as a old white guy boomer, I don't behave boomer like tendencies, but
yeah.
yeah,
He's hip now. He's a hipster.
she made me
Um,
a hipster. It's her fault. So
it's
anyway, I'd like to throw something else in here too. When you were talking about the, hiring somebody to help you get a good design for the home, one of the things that was part of my initial plan was the fact that as a childhood friend is a skilled and long time architect, he's agreed to weigh in to help me in some homes that would they would benefit from. Now he doesn't do this sort of work for free, so if I make that kind of choice, it almost certainly would be on a house that I intend to purchase myself and do those repairs on. I doubt that I would spend, a few $100s, or excuse me, a few, whatever the cost of several hours of an architect's time, which I may have just grossly underrepresented. I don't know, because we haven't traveled that far down the path. But anyway, if my friend George, the architect, he's actually agreed to spend a few minutes to, or a little time to provide that kind of help. We just haven't found the right house for it yet, but it'll come. And so it was going to be the idea of there's two different, I guess, levels of uh, recommendations that we'd be providing. The first being, my opinion and Tagg's opinion, presented together. But, the obvious truth of the matter is that, she and I do not think the same way. We don't look at things the same way. And some of the houses that we've talked about, she's knocking down walls or renovating places where I would simply have been doing a little painting, a little touch up. And, but that's why we think what we bring is helpful, because it is our hope that our viewers will look at, what my thoughts are, what hers are, and then find what works for them in between. And so George is an outlier because he's an professional architect, and when we find the right house, we're going to pay him to give us the design for it, and then we'll work that into our video somehow, some way. Probably do initial one of the two of us, and then secondary follow-up one where we have his input for it. So that is a thing, so to speak. Anyway, I don't know about you, but I think we've actually gone beyond the length of our typical videos, which amazes the heck out of me. I thought this would be pretty short. Do you have any else to throw out there other than, actually, let me just not actually try to project what you're going to say. Let me show my mouth so you can say it.
Yeah, I kind of want to touch on, asset and a liability when it comes to home ownership. And, the world has us thinking that home ownership is a asset. To a certain extent, it is. Um, you can flip houses and sell them quickly, and new construction, and, renovations, and create opportunities to um, profit off of it. That would be the idea of an asset. However, when you're mortgaged up to the eyeballs and you're paying a couple $1,000s a month in um, a mortgage and insurance, um, a home ownership actually becomes a liability unless you have two. And then it's an asset because you have one that could help supplement the other. So the homes that we show you are below the median price point. So you can decide on yourself if you're in the financial position, because the only person that knows is you, to buy two homes instead of one, to create another method for you to um, um, make a profit from, without submitting to the guidelines of right now of these high mortgage rates and these high rental rates. People out there need a home, and as long as your level of comfortability is being met, um, there's no reason why you couldn't sustain your lifestyle and help someone else in the process with having a place to live. So just keep that in mind. Um, Other than that, you know, if you do you have any other statements you like to make before I?
I actually don't. I'm ready for you to close things out. I want to thank everybody, of course, for showing up here and listening to us rambling along. Again, this is our 50th video, so we'll see you again on our 100th where we talk some more. All right, close us out, Tagg.
Okay. So if you are looking to have a fixer upper or your own homestead, this channel is your go-to for real freedom through affordable living and homesteading. And if you have a property that you'd like to share, we're more than happy to get the word out. So at the end of the day, it's about people helping people. And just remember, your dream home can be a DIY away. We will catch you next video.